Hello, everybody. Hope you're well. How are you? Listen, one of the things they tell you when you vlog or when you do these live broadcasts is that you have to grab the attention of your audience within the first 5 to 15 seconds. This is what they tell us. So I'm just going to try and get myself situated here and give me a moment, and I will be with you directly. I will be with you momentarily. Usually I'm gone. I've left the office by this time. Usually I'm rarely here at this time unless there's a pressing matter like there is now. All right. So what I need you to do, guys, is please just tell me in the comments below. I'm just looking at my monitor here on my phone just so that I know that we're live and we're on the same page. Please tell me if you can hear me loud and clear and if we are on the same page. Well, at least the broadcast is clear. I'm thankful for that. I am. Guys, thank you for taking the time out of your very busy schedule to spend a few moments with me here on SML TV. The reason I've come on tonight is I would like to respond. I'd like to retort. I would like to react to the machinations and the strange, deranged imaginings of this one, Andrew Ejimado. You call him Seer One. He is not a seer anything. He has no intrinsic power. He has no ability to do anything beyond what you and I can do. There is nothing incredibly special about him other than the fact that he tries to do everything within his power to embezzle money from you, especially you vulnerable women. Andrew has been on a campaign. His ulterior motive, he comes in under the sheepskin of a Jagaban when really he's nothing related to a Jagaban. His whole modus operandi is to convince you that somehow he has an extra sixth sense and use that to manipulate him, to manipulate you. And his only goal, and this is his only goal, is to embezzle money from you so that you can send him 500 kwacha, 1,000 kwacha, $1,000 via his phone. Because that's all he ever does. He sits at home and he fiddles around with his phone. And you vulnerable women that have bought into this fallacy, you've bought into this pie in the sky that he is the answer to your problem, that somehow Andrew has convinced you that you don't have a problem. All you need is faith in him. Well, that's not true. That is absolutely not true. If you're going to have faith in somebody, if you're a person of faith, have faith in the word of God. Don't have faith in Andrew Ejimado, a man that was arrested multiple times for sexual molestation of young girls, a man that was removed from this country because of his antics and because the government at that time knew that this man is dangerous. And so they removed him. You want to listen to that man instead of listening to the word of God? Come on, guys, be serious. Now, the reason I have to say this, because I know many Zambians, sometimes we have a very simplistic approach to things. Sometimes Zambians will say, no, silence is good then. Have you ever heard people say that? They'll say, silence is good then, just to keep quiet. Don't say anything. Well, that's not true. See, here's the thing. Silence is golden only when you have nothing to say. I want you to get that. You know, if I've taught you anything, understand that is that you shouldn't allow people to box you into a corner. Don't allow people to make you crumble and cower and shy away under their ominous shadow. When they make you think, they convince you that they are invincible and that you are nothing in their presence. Don't allow people to have that type of power over you. Silence is only golden when you don't have anything to say. When you don't have a retort, you don't have a response. That's when silence is golden. But oh, honey, when you've got something to say, when you've got fire that's shut up in your bones, that's doing everything within its power to burst out of out of your chest, say something. So here it is. I want you to know and I'll be honest with you. I mean, I don't listen to that, Andrew. I don't. But you know, people send you messages and say, well, this guy's talking about you. And every so often, you know, you want to sort of tune in and see what he's saying. Several things that Andrew said that I just want to address because, you know, when you, like I said, when you don't respond to people, they sort of have power over you. Okay. And this is one thing I've noticed about Andrew. When Andrew runs out of stamina, he resorts to name calling and body shaming. He did it with Bachishimba Kambwili. And I was very disappointed with many of my fellow Zambians when Andrew Ejimado, the man you call seer quarter or seer half, when he highlighted the way Bachishimba Kambwili walks, that's Andrew's MO. That's all he has to offer. He can't offer anything beyond trying to body shame you, trying to embarrass you, trying to call you something that you're not, trying to make you feel less than, trying to make you feel unworthy, trying to make you feel ashamed of who you are and the situation that you're. That's all he has. He did it with Bachishimba Kambwili, and many of you Zambians applauded and you laughed. Shameful, shameful. He did it with Sande Sinyangwe's wife, because Andrew knows that many of you are so easily hoodwinked. Many of you are so easily seared. That's the word. Many of you are skewed because he knows that. He says, no, Sande Sinyangwe's wife, I put something in her stomach. Lies. He has no such power. Hear it from me. He has no such power. Andrew is a tiger with a glass jaw. He talks a good game, but oh, he's nothing. He self-aggrandizes to the point that is shameful. Shameful. He constantly does that. He constantly tries to point out something that he thinks is a physical flaw. Highlight that to try to embarrass you. He's tried to do it with me. And I have posted so many times. I'm a tall guy. I'm big. I'm a big, tall guy. My body is proportionate. And I love my body. I do. There's nothing strange about my body. Nothing. And yet here it is. Andrew wakes up and he tells you, oh, he's got a big behind. Well, you know what? It's normal. And I've shown you tons of pictures. Not that I owe that to you, but I'm just trying to demonstrate to you that don't allow people to create a false narrative about you when you can speak out against it. Because you see, one of the false pseudo powers that Andrew had in the past was he had this thing where, you know, because you guys gave him so many props, you know, you guys, you gave him so much steam. He could say anything about anyone and you guys applauded. Ridiculous, nonsense. My encouragement to you, and I mean, I was hearing what he was saying. For the first time, he spent, I think, 15, 20 minutes talking about me. Well, Andrew, you've got nothing better to do than to talk about me, honestly, really, out of all the things, out of all the problems that Nigeria is going through right now, out of all the corrupt activities that are going on in the country of Nigeria today, out of all the poverty that the Nigerian people are experiencing today because of decades of mismanagement, out of all those years of debauchery, you're going to spend 20 minutes talking about me. Andrew, have you lost your cotton picking mind? Concentrate on your country. And this is what I've been saying, and I think that more Zambians need to begin to say that. Andrew has no clout here. The only clout he has is the clout that he thinks you have given him. Andrew has no clout here. He speaks, but he has no bearing here. Why? Because he's not a son of this soil. He's not. And so whatever he wants to talk about, he should concentrate on talking about the ailment of Nigeria, the inadequacies of Nigeria, the corruption of Nigeria, the faux pas of Nigeria. You know, I have to say this, and I'm only going to be here 5 minutes and I'm going. Remember when there's an American artist that came here, a gospel artist. What was his name? I forget his name. Well, there's another Nigerian singer that came. Tell me in the comments below. What was the name? The young man, the young American that was singing at the Bonanza there. What was his name? Tell me his name. You know, the young American artist, a gospel artist. Well, he was headlining. This American was headlining. And then there was another another Nigerian singer, artist. I'm trying to look at your comments here. Travis Green, that's right. Thank you, Princess. Thank you, Princess. Who's that? Princess, thank you. Travis Green. Travis Green came here and he was headlining. There was another Nigerian singer who is very famous. He went on stage and he began to sing. Now, I want you to imagine a crowd of, there must have been maybe 3,000 people there. My wife and I went there. And the crowd loved this guy. And he sang this song, what was it called? I can't sing it. I forget it now, but he's a Nigerian guy. He very famous. He's a Christian, you know, beautiful songs. He sings fantastic music. The Nigerian guy went up on stage. He sang one song and he left the stage and the crowd, yeah, that's right. G-U-C, that's right. G-U-C. He sang one song and he went off the stage. And the Zambian crowd was cheering. We want you back. We want you back. We, you know, come back on stage. We want GUC. Another young Zambian girl stepped on the stage and she began to give her testimony about her child. Do you know what the Zambian crowd did? For those of you that were there, do you remember what happened? Tell me in the comments if you remember what happened. The Nigerian GUC, brilliant young man, beautiful spirit. He sings beautiful music. He sang one song. He stepped off the stage. The crowd was screaming for an encore. You know, an encore means, you know, sing again. And they were screaming, we want GUC. So when the Nigerian guy stepped off, a Zambian girl went on the stage. Her name was Mutale. And she started giving her testimony. Do you know what happened? The Zambian started booing the Zambian. Iwe from a stage airport, GUC. And I looked at my wife and I said, what is this? Iwe from a stage, get off that stage. We want GUC. In that moment, I said to myself, this can never happen in Nigeria. It can never happen in Nigeria. If a Zambian goes to Nigeria and a Nigerian artist sings and he's, if a Zambian goes to Nigeria, he steps on the stage, sings one song, And if the Nigerian crowd says, bring the Zambian back on, and then another Nigerian goes on stage, Nigerians would never, 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 never boo their fellow Nigerian over a Zambian. It's impossible. Impossible. Nomba muno mu Zambia. A Nigerian artist comes, sings one song, he leaves the stage, you start shouting encore. Your fellow Zambian steps on stage, and she was about to give a very heartwarming testimony about her child. That crowd didn't care. They said, Iwe fuma pa stage apota turek fire, turefo munai. Shameful. Shameful. Disgusting. Something that Nigerians could never do. But you see, this is why these people take advantage of you. It's because you're that way. Andrew does what he does because he knows he can influence you in a bad way. That's why he does it. That's why he does it. And you, Kwatifi Pululu, you take up everything he says. Nonsense. In Nigeria, Nigerians stick up for Nigerians. They do. That's just the way they're built. Those guys are like tanks. You come against one of them, boy, I'll tell you what, they will stand in front of you like an iron wall, and they will look at you toe to toe and eyeball to eyeball, and they will say to you, you're not getting through. But not to Mwina Zambia. Mwina Zambia kweba, umwina Zambia munankwe. Iwe fuma pa, tadwek fire, turefo munayi. It's so sad. It really is. So and I had to point that out because I see that character. And the reason these charlatans take advantage of you is because they know, they see that weakness. They see it. It's a kink in your armor. You know what a kink is? It's a blemish in your armor. It's a blemish. Yeah. So, two last things I want to talk about. He said, you know, Simon just goes around recording people. I do what I do because I love vlogging. I do. I love it. And I do it for historical purposes. You guys may not understand this now. 50 years from now, all of my videos, people are going to watch them. 50 years from now, I'm not going to be here. I will not be here. I'll be long gone. By and by, when the morning comes, all the saints of God are gathered home. We will tell the story how we overcame. We'll understand it better by and by. I'll be long gone by then, but my videos are going to be here. There are people coming behind me, people that are not even born. When they open up SML TV, they're going to say, oh, is this the way they used to live? This is amazing. In those days, this road was only 2 lanes. Now it's 8 lanes. Oh, how amazing. How amazing. That's why I do it. But some of you, you're so short-sighted. You listen to Andrew when he says, oh no, he's a man just walking around with a selfie stick. I love it. I absolutely love it. Do you honestly think I'm going to stop doing that because of Andrew? You honestly believe that? You honestly think I'm going to cower under Andrew's shadow? Oh, but Andrew, the devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. You are of your father, the devil, and the truth is not in you, Andrew. It isn't. Lastly, he talked about how, you know, we borrowed $1 million kwacha from Invest Trust Bank to finish the hall and the roof of McKenny Simoson. So what? What's the big deal there? What is that big deal? Oh, and incidentally, we borrowed the money, we paid it back in full. In full. We used McKenny Simoson as collateral. We borrowed 1 million kwacha. It took us 5 years to repay it. We never missed one single payment, and we paid it off. End of story. What's wrong with that? And then he talks about Simoson being a rotten building. Well, I'd love to see your beautiful building, Andrew. Show me your building. Show it to me, brother. Show me your building, brother. Show it to me. Go ahead and break it down for me. It may be rotten to you. Listen, I agree. Simoson needs help, and we're on the way to do that. And I don't mind when you guys call it a rotten building. I don't mind. But here's the thing. It has 100% occupancy. It does. It may not be as nice as your building, but it's paid for. Zero debt. We don't owe anybody any money. Zero debt. Zero. So I don't know if that's a bad thing. I guess it's a bad thing to you. It's not to me. It's not to us. Okay. Anyway, I got to go. Was there anything else I want to talk about? Oh, right. When he talked about the PF, the Patriotic Front used to pay me just like anybody else used to pay me. The UPND used to pay me to place ads on this Simon Moore Lane television. In fact, I'll be honest with you, at one point I had to change the name to Simon Moore Lane Television specifically for that reason, so that it's not perceived as a conduit for anybody. I support this government. I do. There are things in the PF, elements in the PF that disturb me greatly. Greatly. And Andrew's right when he says that I used to refer to Hakainde Hichilema as the leader of the Reds. That's correct. That's true. You know why? Do you know the hostility this area? And this is something I find amusing that some of you guys, you bring this up. City Market, Simoson, Chiwolia, Kanyama, this area was known as a PF stronghold. PF stronghold. People were not allowed to wear red here. You couldn't wear a Manchester United t-shirt here. They'd beat you up. You couldn't do it. You had to appear either neutral or loyal to them. One thing that I have refused to do, and I'll never do it, is wear colors. I don't wear colors. I don't. You know, there's that famous video of me on stage. This was at Miles Sampa's mayoral rally in Kanyama, the last rally for the mayor under the PF, Miles Sampa. The PF hired me. They paid me 5,000 kwacha to go there and cover that event. I was wearing my green reflector jacket. There was nothing, there was no PF there. It just happens to be a green, and I have so many of them. I've got this one, I've got a green one, I have a yellow one. I don't wear political regalia. I don't do it. That was just a green reflector jacket. That, in fact, it had my name, Simon Mwewa Lane, on it. Okay? So in those days, you couldn't wear red. You couldn't speak favorably about the UPND. They would accuse you of being a sympathizer. Why would I risk our business for that? Now, there's some of you that say, no, it means you were afraid. Afraid of what? Dr. Kaunda and his colleagues, they died for this nation. They sacrificed for this country. In 2022, I shouldn't have to put my neck on the chopping block for Zambia. For what? Our forefathers did it for us. We are to reap the benefits of those struggles. Let me say that again. Dr. Kenneth Kaunda and his colleagues back in the 1950s and 60s, they sacrificed their lives. They sacrificed their lives for this nation so that we don't have to do it. Now, in 2022, we should be reaping the benefits of that sacrifice. Reaping the benefits of it. So why should I put my head on the chopping block for something that Dr. Kenneth Kaunda already did? It's already done. So for those of you that say, no, you are just scared, well, that's, if it's convenient for you to say that, it's convenient. More power to you, okay? More power to you. All right. I need to make one more point. What is the last point? I know I had a last point. Yeah, so basically, and let me share this with you. In those days, in the PF days, and I've shared this story before. I've shared it. I remember Honorable Gary Combo called me over and he said, "You know what, Simon, we're contemplating that we want to offer you the mayorship. We want you to run as mayor on UPND." Do you know what I said to him? This was a few months. This was 3 months before the election. This was 3 months before August. I said, "Gary, first of all, I'm honored. I'm honored that you would consider me. But Gary, do you know where I work? Do you know where Simoson is located? If I were to announce right now that I am a candidate on the UPND ticket, do you know what the PF cadres would do to Simoson? They would burn it. They would burn it." How do you know that, Mwewa? Well, because they would always say that to me. They used to threaten me every single day. And then for them to learn that, oh, now you're UPND, oh, we're going to burn Simoson. Why would I want to do that? Why would I want to risk that? I said, "Thank you, Gary, but no thanks." And Gary understood. He said, "You know what? We thought so, but we wanted you to know that we were thinking in that direction. But we understand." Do you understand that? Now, for some of you, you may not get that because you don't think the way I think. We're two different people. Your experience is not my experience. And so I don't expect you to understand. Okay? Will you, Joseph, will you? He says, "I support Seer 1. My man, you are gone for..." Gone where? Where have I gone? Where have I gone? I'm here in Zambia. See, will you, Andrew, will never come here. He will never come here. So when you say you're gone where, Joseph? Gone where? You go to Nigeria, Joseph. Go to Nigeria. The Nigerians are not going to support you, Joseph. The Nigerians support themselves. They protect themselves. They won't protect you. They won't, Joseph. The Nigerians are not going to stand up for you. They stand up for themselves. They stand up for their own people. They stand in front of you like a tank. And they'll say, "You try to touch one of our Nigerians, boy, I tell you what, we will shoot you right square between the eyes." Number Joseph, you are gone. Gone forever. Gone where, Joseph? I'm still here, not going anywhere. All right. Well, hey, guys, thank you so much for watching. God bless you. Have a wonderful evening. And keep vlogging. If you're vlogging, if you're a vlogger, vlog, document. Create, be a creator. As long as what you're doing is right, it's noble, it's good, it's upright, it's helping people, it's of service to your people and your community, do it. Don't let anybody discourage you, and don't let people body shame you for nothing. If you're tall and big like me, be proud of it. I'm a tall man and I'm well proportioned. There is nothing strange about me, honey. Nothing. Love you guys. God bless. Bye. Peace.